myself and I'm going to die within 6 months, I do not want to stay on life support, or I do want to stay on life support. And so this document is an important one. It's a very limited document, but it's important because what it does is that it takes that decision out of the hands of your loved ones, of your family, of your spouse, of having to decide whether or not to keep somebody on life support or to allow you to be taken off. And so that's called an advanced directive.
Do you need the social too?
Now, typically, a medical power of attorney would allow somebody to make that decision for you as well. But again, the idea is to take that decision out of somebody else's hands. It's very difficult for children to have to make that decision for their parents. There's a lot of guilt that gets associated with it. So we want to take that away from them. The fourth kind of document that we do, and this is while we're still alive, is a designation of guardian if it's needed. So if it comes to a point where somebody needs to apply for a guardianship for you, then you can designate who you want that guardian to be. And then the courts will abide by those decisions that you make. Now, if you have a power of attorney, medical power of attorney, statutory durable power of attorney, those typically will avoid the need for any guardianship because you have given somebody else the authority to make those decisions for you if you're unable to do so. What we find, though, however, is that sometimes people will, while there's somebody that can make medical decisions for them and their financial decisions, if they are determined not to follow, not to abide by where they're living. Say somebody comes down with Alzheimer's or dementia, and they're determined to go walk out there on 78 every day, and nothing's going to stop them. Then a guardianship may be needed, unfortunately, in that situation, because having the powers of attorney aren't going to prevent them from taking those actions. To actually prevent somebody from physically putting themselves or someone else in harm's way, a guardianship may be needed. And in that respect, you may want to say, this is who I want. If not, the person that's applying for the guardianship, and if there's no one that's doing it, then it would be the county. Bexar County has a program where they will file it and they'll appoint somebody to do that for you. Now, it's somebody you don't know. Now, at that point, it may not matter whether you know them or not, but of course, the idea is to have somebody that's going to be looking out for your best interest, somebody that knows who you are, and somebody that is going to act with what's best for you. So those are documents that we typically encourage people to make sure that they have in place while they're still living, of course. That takes care of that.